Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive?
I'm ready. What do we have today?
Let's dig into the AI News podcast from February 17th, 2025. This
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
Wild. Google AI for weapons. ChatGPT doing deep research.
Don't forget the $50 AI that's supposed to be like amazing.
Right. So much to unpack. Let's get into it. Okay, first up, Google.
Always something interesting happening there.
They had that pledge, right? About not building AI for weapons, no surveillance stuff.
Yeah, I remember that. They made a big deal about it too.
Well, it's gone. Vanished from their website like poof.
Oh, wow. You're right. It's not there. That IA's interesting, especially with their,
History.
Yeah, all that pushback after they work with the military, the U.S. military, A&D, Israel cloud services and all that.
Right, that caused a lot of tension within Google, didn't it?
It did. And now this, dropping the no weapons thing, makes you wonder.
It really does. And this is all happening while the Pentagon, well, their AI chief anyway, is saying some AI models are speeding up the military's
Kill chain.
kill chain. That's the term, right? Never heard that one before.
Yeah, not exactly dinner table conversation, is it? Basically, it means identifying a target, deciding to attack, and then boom, the whole process of making that happen.
So AI could make war, like, way faster.
Potentially, yeah. It's a framework the military uses, and if AI can speed it up, that's a big deal.
Big deals, right? First, Google's policy change, now this kill chain talk.
Yeah.
Kind of unsettling.
It definitely makes you think, how are these powerful tools going to be used? Who's going to make sure they're used ethically?
Exactly. Speaking of powerful tools, there's ChatGPT with this new deep research feature. Like, imagine you ask a question and it doesn't just give you links.
It does the research for you.
Yes. Go through tons of sources, compiles it all into a report. Is that not wild?
That's beyond just answering questions. It's putting info together, actually synthesizing it.
Is that like AI understanding? For real?
It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Well, hold on. Before we all ditch Google and switch to ChatGPT for research, there are limits.
Right. The article mentioned it can still have errors. Sometimes it's even worse than a regular Google search.
So double checking is still important.
Verification is key, always.
But still, it's potentially a huge change in how we do research. And funny enough, Google announced their own AI research assistant a while back, so.
It's an AI arms race, isn't it? They're all trying to outdo each other.
Makes you wonder who's going to win. Which reminds me of that $50 AI model they talked about.
Ah, yes. That one was wild.
Researchers built a model for less than $50, and it's supposed to be as good as models built by companies spending millions, maybe billions.
It is pretty remarkable, isn't it? It's a clever hack, really. This model, S1, it learned from a much bigger model, Google's Gemini 2.0 Flash Thinking Experimental, I think it was called.
Wait, so they just fed it answers from a super expensive model and let it, reverse engineer the logic?
Kind of. It's called model distillation. They train the smaller model on the outputs of the bigger one.
That's amazing. If they can make a multi-million-dollar model for under $50, I mean.
It does make you think, doesn't it? What's next for AI development?
Right. Anyone can build these powerful tools now, potentially, like we were talking about with Google in the military.
It does raise some concerns, doesn't it?
Yeah. Accessibility is great, but what happens when it falls into the wrong hands?
Exactly. It's a question we as a society need to think about, for sure. We need to be responsible about this technology, how we develop it, how we use it.
Absolutely. Okay, but going back to ChatGPT and that deep research thing, that still feels huge,
It could be incredibly helpful, no doubt. Think about it. Ask a question and bam, a whole report with sources and everything. So much time saved.
I know, right? But how do we know it's accurate? AI still makes mistakes, right?
You're right to be cautious. The article did mention that sometimes it can be worse than Google search. It's a tool, and like any tool.
It has limitations, yeah.
We still need to be careful, check the information it gives us. It's not magic.
Definitely. So it's not a replacement for critical thinking, more like an assistant.
Exactly. A powerful assistant, though. It's using OpenAI's O3 reasoning model for all this, specially made for browsing the web and analyzing data.
Sounds impressive.
They say it's trained on real tasks, can even cite specific sentences from the sources it used.
Wow. But even so, they said it has trouble telling real info from, rumors and stuff, right?
Yeah, that was one of the limitations they highlighted. It can also make errors with formatting, citations, that kind of thing.
Still needs work then. But man, the potential is there. Okay, so to sum up, we've got Google maybe making AI weapons, ChatGPT doing our research for us.
And a $50 AI that rivals the expensive stuff. The AI world is changing fast.
It's a lot to take in. I feel like these conversations we're having are so important right now, you know?
I agree. Things are moving so fast, it's crucial to step back and understand what's happening, not just in tech, but everywhere. This affects us all.
For sure. And it makes me wonder, what does all this mean for the future of AI?
That's the big question, isn't it? It's a revolution, and it's happening right now. Exciting, but also kind of scary.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And it makes me think. It really does. What's got you thinking?
Well, this accessibility thing keeps coming up. That $50 model, ChatGPT doing deep research. What if those tools aren't just for big companies anymore?
Right. Like anyone could have them. A level playing field, almost. But what would that even look like? Everyone with a laptop suddenly building AI assistants.
It's wild to think about, isn't it? So much potential for innovation, people solving problems in their communities, using AI for good.
That's a wild west for AI.
Yeah.
But, there'll be some hiccups along the way.
Exactly. And who's in charge then? If anyone can build these things, who makes the ethical rules? Who makes sure nobody's using AI for bad stuff?
Good point. We're barely understanding what AI can do, and now we might be giving that power to, well, everyone.
We need to figure out the responsibility part fast. It's not just about stopping the bad stuff. It's also making sure AI is used fairly, that the data it learns from isn't biased, you know?
Yeah, AI could make things even more unequal if we're not careful. Big responsibility.
And this brings up another thing. What happens to knowledge itself? If everyone's using ChatGPT to research, we'll be flooded with AI-generated content. It's already starting to happen.
So then how do we know what's real?
Yeah.
What if everything's fake? Do we even need critical thinking anymore?
We need it more than ever.
Yeah.
We got to be super careful about what we read, understand how AI works, spot those biases.
It's like we need to learn a whole new way to read the internet, like AI literacy.
I think you're right. It's a challenge, sure, but also a chance to rethink how we learn, how we think, everything.
That's what I love about these conversations. We're talking about this NAW before it's too late. We're not just letting it happen. We're shaping the future of AI.
Absolutely. And I think we covered a lot today. Google, ChatGPT, the $50 AI.
Yeah.
Benefits, risks, ethics, even what it means for knowledge itself.
It's a lot to eat, but it's so important.
It is. And the AI world is changing so fast, it's not going to stop. We got to keep up, be enthusiastic, but also careful.
Absolutely. So everyone listening, keep learning about this stuff, ask questions, join the conversation. This isn't just for tech people, it's for everyone.
The future of AI isn't set in stone. We're all building it with every choice we make. So let's make it a future we can be proud of.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
That's all for this deep dive, everyone. Until next time, stay curious.